Hey guys, Woods Farm here. Back out working on the Kubelwagen. I've done a little bit of work off camera, just some odds and ends. For starters, I got the front brakes put together. New wheel cylinder, brake shoes, spring kit, flex hose, and brand new brake line going to the master cylinder. I got to get working on mounting the brake fluid reservoir on the firewall. That's the mounting bracket that I've made for the reservoir for the brake fluid, and that's got to get mounted on the inside of the firewall. Just debating on exactly where to mount it, but that's the next step to getting the brake system completely finished. I also got to get this brake pedal assembly mounted, and that means there's a little plate that acts as a stop or a catch for the brake pedal. I have to get that put in place. And I have a accelerator cable on order. The original one was fine until I hit it with a wire wheel, and surprisingly that frayed it. So I got a new one on order. Got a bunch of stuff coming from Thing Parts. There's a little clip that retains the push bar that goes from the brake pedal to the master cylinder. I've got one of those coming, and some other odds and ends, some engine parts. So hopefully that'll be here next week. So for now I got to figure out roughly in this area here is where I'm going to mount that reservoir for the brake fluid, and so there'll be two mounting points, and then I have to drill two holes through the firewall for the hoses to go through and connect to the master cylinder, which is down below. So I'm really struggling with where to mount this reservoir. I was just gonna put it right up over here, kind of beside the steering column, and I realized if there was any leakage or when you were filling it up, it was directly over top of the pedal cluster, and I don't really want brake fluid leaking onto my pedals. Now it shouldn't be leaking, but I don't know, it just makes me uncomfortable. I'm not even sure where this is mounted on the thing. It's under the dash somewhere, but I don't know what side. Something makes me think that it's on the left side of the steering column, kind of over here on the thing. But because of the way I have the frame built, there's really not a good way to mount it over there and have a way to run the lines on the other side of the firewall. So I think I'm going to mount it just on slightly on the passenger side of the column. I don't want to get too close to where the fuel tank is, but I think there's a space right in there that I can mount it to the firewall. I'm kind of indecisive, but I just got to bite the bullet and do it, or it's never going to get done. Okay, so now I just have to drill two holes for the brake line hose to come out of the reservoir and go through the firewall. Okay, so that's what the brake fluid reservoir looks like installed. You can see the hoses running down and going through the firewall, and they connect to the master cylinder. Okay, so there's two mounting points on the beam that originally with the thing, these bolt into the body below the gas tank. You can pull the gas tank and there's these two mounting points. There's one here, you can't quite see it, and then there's the other one right there. I need to weld up some sort of a structure that ties into the frame here that will allow me to bolt into these mounting points. The framework I have right now is quite strong, but I just want to make sure it's good and secure. There's two tow hooks that get mounted on the front nose of the Kubelwagen, and again, it's just a little extra security in case, you know, I ever hook onto those tow hooks to get pulled out of a mud hole or something. I just want to make sure it's really strong. So that's what I'm going to work on. So first thing I need to do is find a way to tie into these mounting points. So I have this piece of looks like 1/4-inch plate, good and solid. I'm going to drill holes through this, and it will be able to bolt down onto those mounting points. Okay, so now that I got this hole drilled, what I did is I put a piece of tape down here, and then I put marker on the other point, and was able to use that to press down and get kind of an imprint of where the other hole should be roughly. Just going to double check it with some measurements, center punch it, and drill this hole, and hopefully it all lines up. Perfect. So now this piece can be bolted on. Like that. And now I'm going to run a brace from here up to here. There's the basic fit up. So now I just got to tack and weld it in place. I think I might tack the bottom end and then pull it out and weld it on the table, and then install it and weld the joints on the front right there and there. Because if I weld it on the table, I'm going to be able to, I I think, get better welds down there. Forgot something. Okay, that's it. It was a lot easier to weld it on the table. These ones are going to be trickier. A little bit of splatter, but a lot easier welding it on the table. Okay, that's it, all welded in place. Just got to bolt it down. I may or may not add another cross piece coming up from here and moving up to this cross member, but I don't think I need that. The front end's pretty bulletproof at this point, and I'm pretty happy with it. So the next thing I have on the plan is electrical. I'm gonna start ordering some parts, and I'm gonna try to get all the wiring done, at least the majority of the wiring done and functional before I move on to doing the rest of the body work. But now that it's the winter months, I'm going to be putting out a lot more videos. I definitely have a lot more free time now, so my plan is hopefully to have the body more or less completed by the spring. So if you want to see more videos of the Kubelwagen project, definitely like, subscribe, and come back. I'll be posting a lot more videos. Anyways, thanks for watching.